everyone. Here we are going to begin this module with the next concept of differential equation. So far we have seen order and degree of differential equation and whether a given equation in terms of x and y may be a solution of given differential equation. This time we will be given differential equation and we need to solve it. Do not forget that whenever we are having a differential equation, it is originated from a simple fundamental equation, functional equation in terms of x and y. Okay, we will find solution. As in earlier lecture I have already said, two types of solution are there, particular and general. We will discuss them also here according to the condition. Let's see. First of all, in solution of differential equation, we have to discuss the patterns of differential equation. First pattern is separable variable. Type differential equation means those differential equation where we can separate the terms of x and y. In general, these are written as f of x dx, f of y dy. You can see here in LHS I have taken all functions of x with dx and rest all functions of y with dy. If such a situation is applicable on the given differential equation, it's known as separable variable. Second type is non-separable. Non-separable type differential equation, or known as homogeneous. This is known as homogeneous equation. These differential equations, they are whenever in the form of dy by dx, this way they are given. Function in terms of x and y both. In these, we cannot separate variable x and y like the previous case. What we can do here, if we replace x and y by lambda x and lambda y, where lambda is a constant, then we find that simplifying it is equal to lambda raised to the power n into f of xy. Means there is no change in the terms. Lambda easily can be taken common out of the function, and this function originally comes in multiplication with some power of lambda. This power will be some integer. Okay, this may be integer, maximum times 0 or positive integer we will find, maximum cases. So in such a case we say this is a homogeneous differential equation. We will begin with separable variable, which actually is applicable in exercise 9.4 of NCERT. So we will take questions to understand it better. Let's see next. I have taken here question number 1 of NCERT exercise 9.4. We are given dy by dx equal to 1 minus cos x upon 1 plus cos x. Whenever you are solving either this type or the next type of differential equation, I suggest always you find the value of dy by dx first. Because from here we can just check whether it is separable or non-separable. Like what? Here I see right hand side we are having all the terms in x only. Okay, means all this is function of x. So what we have to do, we have to write this function with dx. As I said, in separable you will find fx with dx in multiplication with dx and f of y, function of y with dy. So as we don't find the function of y, so simply dy will be kept around. So cross multiplying, I can write function as 1 minus cos x upon 1 plus cos x dx. Or in simple language I say that dy and dt, they should not be written in denominator. They must always be in multiplication. one set should be chosen for dy and other should be chosen for dx. We have to, now what? We have to go back. Finding the solution of differential equation means we are finding here that this has been originated from which functional equation in terms of x and y. Maybe it's a straight line or a parabola or circle or ellipse, what? We have to obtain. Okay. So here that point is not important that we have to mention which type of function it is. No. Only we have to get its answer. Moreover, here we are given a statement, we need to find general solution. So let's see. When we find differential equation, we differentiate a given function. Now to go back, obviously we need to take help of antiderivative, means integration. So as soon as we attain such a situation, we integrate both sides. Integrate both sides. So what we have, I can write this as integration 1 dy integration 1 minus cos x upon 1 plus cos x dx, and obviously all the constant, from here we will get constant, from this term also we will get constant, all the constants are clubbed in one term only as c. Okay, we write that as c. Now we have to be careful, it is 1 dy, means with respect to y it's going on, so we have to write y as integral. Here before we do, we can simplify. 1 minus cos x by identity can be written as 2 sin square x by 2. Here this can be written as 2 cos square x by 2 dx plus c. 2 and 2 cancel it out, and finally we can write this is tan square x by 2 dx plus c. We know that whenever tan square is given, we have to convert that in terms of sec square. So we can write y is equal to sec square x by 2 minus 1 dx plus c. And now we can integrate the terms. This will become sec square, it's tan x by 2 divided by, now I hope that you are perfect enough to do that, otherwise use substitution method. 1 by 2 here minus x plus c. When this is simplified, we get 2 tan x by 2 minus x plus c. Means this is the equation by differentiation of which we have obtained the differential equation given. This is the equation, original equation. Okay, so this is functional equation associated with the given differential equation. It is the solution, but we know that here we have written plus c, uncertain value. Okay, a constant, arbitrary constant. So this type of solution is general solution. Okay, one more thing. Here we will solve, we will deal with first degree, first order equation. Keep in mind, we will be given to solve first degree, first order. Now, we go ahead with the next one, which I have selected, equation number 2. dy by dx already given. Under root 4 minus y square. This is the condition according to, these are limitations whenever square root function is given. Now, I see this holds the function of y, that's why we will separate x and y. Keep in mind, dx and dy should not be in denominator. So we will write here by cross multiplication dy upon root 4 minus y square dx, as any function of y will be clubbed with the dy and function of x with the dx. We have done. Now I said whenever you separate both of the variables x and y, integrate. Here when we both sides integrated, so we get dy under root, this can be written as 2 square minus y square equal to dx plus c. Now it is the standard form, 1 upon under root a square minus x square. So this is sine inverse x upon a, the formula. So we apply here sine inverse y upon 2 equal to, this becomes x plus c. So here this can be considered to be the final form, final answer. Okay. Furthermore, if you want, if it is needed to simplify, the sine inverse can be shifted right hand side to make it sine of x plus c. Okay, and we can write y is equal to twice sine of x plus c. So this also can be considered to be one form of solution. Okay. So this way, I hope that basic level you have understood. We will consider more questions from the same exercise. Let's go ahead. As the next question, I have taken question number 4. You can see it is different from the previous cases as we are given totally stretched form. You see, sec square x tan y dx plus sec square y tan x dy equal to 0. In the beginning I said, whenever an equation, a differential equation is given, very first step you find out the value of dy by dx. That gives you an idea whether it is separable or non-separable. Let's see, here we have one term of dx, other is of dy, shifting the second term in the RHS. We get so. Now from here we can say dy by dx is equal to sec square x tan y upon minus sec square y tan x. Now you can check easily. Here we are having this two terms of x, two functions of y. So we can separate them like dy upon dx. This can be written minus of sec square x upon tan x, tan y upon sec square y. It's separable type, you can see. Now we will club them with the respective operators, like dy will be taken with the function of y. So we can write sec square y upon tan y dy equal to minus sec square x upon tan x with dx. As soon as we attain this stage, integrate sec square y tan y dy minus sec square x tan x dx plus c. In this first integral, we know very well this is the combination of tan and sec square. We will substitute tan y as t, we get sec square y dy as dt, means 1 upon t integration will be log of t. So yes, in such cases where only we can do, and these are not very long integration, so we can write directly this becomes a log of mod tan y. Next, the same case, you can compare. So here we get equal to minus log of mod tan x plus c. Now, very important statement, whenever in the solution you have all the terms of log other than the constant, this constant also should be written in form of log. So that applying the properties of log, we can eliminate it. Like c can be written as some other constant as log a. It doesn't matter. It's a constant at last. Okay. How we can do? You see, here we can write, if I shift this term of log as it is negative, so it becomes log of mod tan y plus log of mod tan x equal to log of a. By the properties of log here, we can say log of tan x tan y equal to log of a. Yes, by comparison, these two can be eliminated. We are left with tan x tan y equal to a. Okay. Now, either you write this way or solution can be written as tan y equal to a cot x also. Both of them can be considered, no problem. The final answer. But still we are finding general solution. Okay. Question number 5 we see in terms of exponential function. Once again, it's like previous case we are given. So first of all, write dy by dx, its value. So we can say it is e raised to the power x, e raised to the power minus x in addition dy. Second term shifted, e raised to the power x minus e raised to the power minus x dx. So dy by dx, it is e raised to the power x minus e raised to the power minus x upon e raised to the power x, e raised to the power minus x. Now this completely is function of x only. So cross multiplying, we can say dy equal to e raised to the power x, all the terms as it is, no change. And after this, as soon as we attain the stage, integrate. Here I suggest you must have a command over different patterns of integration. Then only you can feel convenient. Here we get y, and again I say, you might have done in indefinite integral, these two functions are differentiation of each other. So in this case, denominator will be considered as t. We will get its differentiation numerator. 1 upon t integration is log of t. So yes, we get here log of mod e raised to the power x plus e raised to the power minus x plus c. And final answer. So these all are general solution pattern. Let's see. Here we go with that question. Question number 7, question number 9. We will not avoid the rules we have seen in earlier questions. First of all, dy by dx. Y log y dx is x dy. Dy by dx from here can be written as y log y upon x. Now I don't think that there is some problem. Separable variable easily we can see. So let's take all these terms aside. Dy upon y log y equal to dx upon x, and now integrate dy upon y log y equal to integration dx upon x plus c. Here what you see, y and log y. So log y substituted as t, its differentiation is 1 upon y dy. Okay, so that will be equal to dt. So dt upon t, so directly you can write log of log y, and yes, in mod equal to log of x. Now both of the terms are in log, so this I replace by log of a. Here only you can say this will be log of log y equal to, by the properties of log, we can write log of ax, as they are in addition, so they can be written in multiplication. By comparison, these two can be eliminated. We are left with log of y is equal to ax. You consider this as the answer, or further, as you know that this is e base, so in exponential form also we can write the answer as y equal to e raised to the power ax. Both are accepted. Okay, this is one pattern. We are going to see next. Here inverse function is available. That's why I have chosen. It's very simple. It's looking. Let's see what happens next. Dy by dx is sin inverse x. So we can write dy equal to sin inverse x dx. Cross multiply. Let's integrate as they are separated now. Dy sin inverse x dx plus c. Here we can directly write it as y, but integration of sin inverse x has two patterns. Either you take into one, or you substitute x as sin theta, then proceed by using by parts method. In both of the cases we need by parts method, so that's why better to apply by parts here, only taking one as the second function. This is first function. Let's begin. First function as it is sin inverse x. Second, it's 1. When integrated we get x minus sin inverse x first function. When differentiated we get 1 upon under root 1 minus x square, and here we get x dx plus c. I hope you get it. Okay, now further we can write this as x sin inverse x. Now there are options. If I substitute x square by t, I will get 2x dx as dt. So dt upon under root 1 minus t can be solved. Okay, that can be done. or otherwise more methods are there where we can convert this in the form of 1 minus x square, but I see that will be more complicated, so we will follow this pattern only. Let me say this is I1, because this time already I will not do. We'll take a few steps if I have to explain full. Okay, so here we can say I1 is x upon under root 1 minus x square dx. So let's substitute 1 minus x square is t, differentiating I get minus 2x dx as dt. So we can say x dx, its value is minus 1 upon 2 dt, and below we get root t. Now this becomes very much convenient. We solve it as I1 minus half t raised to the power minus 1 by 2 dt. Finally we get I1 minus half t raised to the power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 is root t, and in denominator also 1 by 2 we get, it comes as 2 here plus a c1, these two cancelled out, and finally I1 is minus root value of t was 1 minus x square plus c1. This value if I substitute in the equation, we get y is equal to, we can say this is equation number 1. So you can mention it is x sine inverse x, because of this minus it turns plus root 1 minus x square plus, we can write one constant only, no need to put more than 1. This is the final answer of your equation. You could see how easy it was looking in the beginning, but only sine inverse x actually did something. Now next step we will see particular solution from the same exercise. Here next question we have taken as question number 11. Again dy by dx kept separately. If I find its value, dy by dx equal to 2x square plus x upon x cube plus x square plus x plus 1, a big function in terms of x only. So obviously dx will be shifted right inside. Now what is the change? You see this one. It is x equal to 0, at this condition y is 1. Here we will find particular solution. Let me show you that. First of all we will find general solution of it. We get dy as 2x square plus x upon x cube plus x square plus x plus 1 dx. This state we can integrate. Okay, now this will become y. For this function you have to use your experience from earlier chapters. Cubic function in denominator, quadratic in numerator, partial fraction applicable if we can factorize. You can see 2x square plus x, this can be written as x square common. We have x plus 1 here, so for sure you can check this can be factorized. So yes, we can factorize this as x square plus 1 x plus 1. Yes, further this is not factorizable. So you can see the patterns which we have seen, the last one will be applicable. So let us consider this to be I1 and we'll solve it. This equation number 1. Now, first write I1 separately. Now we will do this by using partial fraction. How? 2x square plus x upon x plus 1 x square plus 1. This can be written as a upon x plus 1 plus bx plus c upon x square plus 1. This denominator multiplied right inside in each term. So we get 2x square plus x, this is equal to a, x square plus 1 plus bx, x plus 1 plus c x plus 1. Okay, I hope you got it, you remember. Now, again by hitting trial we will find values. This cannot be made 0, so we will make a b and c, we will try for b and c. So if I take x equal to 0, x equal to 0 will make only this term 0. So we will begin with x equal to minus 1. So it becomes minus 1 square 1. 2 minus 1, 1 is equal to 2a. So we get a is equal to 1 upon 2. Okay, rest of two terms will return 0. Now this equation can be written as, after getting a 1 by 2, 2x square plus x, this is equal to 1 by 2. Rest of the terms as it is. Now we can make this term alone as 0 and taking x equal to 0 without delay. Take x equal to 0, so I left hand side 0. This term becomes 1 by 2, second term 0, and plus c, so c comes to minus 1 by 2. Once again, we can write the equation as 2x square plus x equal to 1 by 2x square plus 1 plus bx x plus 1 minus half x plus 1. Now this is an equation in terms of b only, put any value to get b. So we can take x equal to 1, convenient for calculation, we get 3. Here we get 1 plus 1, 2 into 1 by 2, 1 plus 2b, and there at last 1. b is 3 by 2. Main purpose is something else, not this one. This already we have done in partial fraction topic. I1 can be written as a 1 by 2 upon x plus 1 dx, here second term, b 3 by 2x, c minus 1 by 2 upon x square plus 1 dx plus c1. That's all. I1 is half log of mod x plus 1. Here we get 1 by 2 common. X upon x square plus 1 minus 1 upon x square plus 1 dx plus c. This way, I have separated this in both of the terms of numerator. Now we will solve. I1 is half log mod x plus 1 plus half. Again the same thing, x divided by x square plus 1. So we use substitution method, x square plus 1 will be taken as t. So we will get half of this 3 also beyond, half of 1 upon t. So finally I am writing this answer, half of log x square plus 1. Actually previously also we have done this pattern. So I am maybe here I am confident, maybe overconfident, but I hope that students understand it directly. Otherwise I will repeat my method. X square plus 1 we have to substitute as t. Okay, in long solution we can use it directly. This one is integration is tan inverse x plus c1. Now finally we can write I1 as half of log mod x plus 1. This will be 3 upon 4 log mod x square plus 1 minus half tan inverse x plus c1. This value we have to put in place of I1 here. So this all, if I consider equal to y in equation number 1, means we can say y is equal to half log mod x plus 1 plus 3 upon 4 log mod x square plus 1 as it is. Not a change, only y we have to take in extra. Finally, we can wind up with this solution. I hope you understand, but one thing we are not supposed to forget, it's a particular solution. What we have to do, let me show. Here, we have obtained this final answer. It says that we need to put x equal to 0, y is 1. Now, everywhere, if y is 1, it makes half log x plus 0 plus 1 log 1, so which surely is going to be 0. Here also 3 upon 4 log 1, this will turn 0. minus half tan inverse 0 plus c. So this all 1, 2, 3 terms they are 0. So c equal to 1. Now the particular solution is y is equal to half log mod x plus 1 plus 3 upon 4 log mod x square plus 1 minus half tan inverse x plus 1. This is the final particular solution. I hope you get it. Let's take one more equation on particular solution. Next question, question number 30. We need to solve. It's given cos of dy by dx equal to a. Very complicated it is if I do not eliminate this cos from here, because dy and dx both are available in this bracket. They cannot be simplified till this cos is available for that. It's a form of composite function. What we can do? I can write this given equation as dy by dx equal to cos inverse a. It becomes a constant. No other function of x and y available, so we can write this as dy equal to cos inverse a dx, and here only if I integrate, so this becomes y equal to cos inverse a x plus c. General solution we can find out, but it is particular we need to find taking y as 1, x as 0. So we find that c is here, this term is term 0, so we get c equal to 1. Again, from this equation we can write y is equal to cos inverse a dot x plus 1. We can wind up here only, no problem. But the thing is, as question was given with cos, so let's manipulate to make it in terms of cos. So first of all, this c is 1, we have already obtained. If I shift this one left hand side, this will be y minus 1 x cos inverse a. X also shifted, y minus 1 upon x cos inverse a, or we can say this is cos of y minus 1 upon x equal to a. Not a compulsion, but we can get it. Important, this arbitrary constant here we are obtaining because it was a part of equation, and whole function in terms of x and y was equal to a. So this cannot be eliminated, we will get answer in terms of a only. So these all I hope you have understood very well about general and particular solution. There are a few application problems as word problems also in the same exercise. Let's see them. As for word problems, I see here I have selected the patterns. First pattern is for equation given, find solution curve passing through 1 comma minus 1. This we can see is a differential equation. We need to simplify it till the last step, and we are given passing through 1 comma minus 1 means the solution which we get obviously is a curve. There we need to replace x and y respectively by 1 and minus 1 to get the constant value. Let's see. This equation I see can be written as dy by dx equal to x plus 2 upon x, y plus 2 upon y. Separating y upon y plus 2 dy. Obviously we will integrate x plus 2 upon x dx plus c. Now when we integrate here, we find this can be written as y plus 2 minus 2 upon y plus 2 dy. Here this can be separated as 1 plus 2 upon x. We could separate the denominator. Here also we will do the same thing. So it becomes 1 minus 2 upon y plus 2 dy. Now this is integrable. Here it was already done. So it becomes x plus 2 log mod x plus c. This can be written as y minus 2 log mod y plus 2 equal to x, as it is linear, so I have written directly, plus 2 log mod x plus c. Yeah, we can consider this to be general solution, but also this 2 is given in these two terms, so these can be converted as log y plus 2 whole square equal to x plus log x square plus c. Not this much. We can club them. These two terms of log can be clubbed. Not a compulsion I said, but whatever you can simplify in the equation, you must do. So this will become y is equal to x plus log x square plus log of y plus 2 whole square plus c, and by property of log, y is equal to x plus log x y plus 2 this whole square plus c. You can see it gives in simplest form, so terms actually are reduced. Now what we have to do, as it says the curve passes through 1 comma 1, so replace by these values. 1 will be x, minus 1 is y. So we get here 1 into minus 1 plus 2 whole square plus c. So here this will become 2 minus 1, 1 into 1, so finally this term is going to be 0. We get c is equal to minus 2. This value we can put in the final form of general solution as y equal to x plus log x y plus 2 whole square minus 2. So I hope this is actually the same thing but given in form of the application. We go with the next one, which again this is similar to that we have seen a topic rate measure, application of derivatives, looking similar to that. The volume of a spherical balloon changes at constant rate. We generally write a change in the volume. If v is the volume, we denote it as dv by dt. It's always a constant rate. The rate of change is dv by dt, where v is the volume. Consider this to be a constant k. This pattern of equation is different. So whenever we are given this type of practical problems, we will be given some rate of change. So dv upon dt equal to k is the constant, gives us equation. Now what we can do, it can be compared to dy by dx. So again this is a differential equation in terms of v and t. K is a constant here, this equation is in terms of variable v and t. Okay, keep in mind variable is what changes. So volume is changing, time also is changing. So here variables are v and t. As no other function available, we can write this as dv equal to k dt. And at this stage, we have to simplify by integration. Integration dv k integration dt plus c. It gets v is equal to kt plus c. This is important one. This gives a relation between v and t. Now what is next? If initially its radius is 3 units, now you are given your radius and yes, few terms of time also. So do not worry, because a spherical balloon it is. So we can write this relation in terms of radius also as 4 by 3 pi r cube equal to kt plus c. So what we will do? Case number 1. Case number 1. We are given initially its radius is 3 units. So wherever initially means right in the beginning, the time passed, the time which has been spent is nothing, it's 0, means very beginning. So we consider case 1, initially it is given, so we take t equal to 0. Keep in mind wherever there is a case of the beginning, we consider t as 0, time. Radius is given 3 units. Putting the values, we get 4 by 3 pi into 27 equal to, this becomes 0 plus c. So the value of c we get 36 pi, the constant. So from 1 we can rewrite, putting the value of, we can say this is 1 as we are using this in terms of radius. So we get 4 by 3 pi r cube equal to kt plus 36 pi. Okay, now we will do case number 2. Here we go. I have written this equation number 1 taking the value of c as 36 pi. Now give it equation number 2, and right after this we will solve case number 2. Case number 2, what it says, after 3 seconds it becomes 6 units. We are talking about radius. When t is 3 seconds, radius becomes 6 units. These values we will substitute in equation number 2. So from 2 we get 4 by 3 pi 6 cube equal to k into 3 plus 36 pi. Actually, let me tell you, k number of cases depends on constant. In this equation we are having t as a variable, r variable, k and c as constant. Okay, so every time this k and c we have to find, constant we have to find. So that's why these different cases we are forming. Now here if I solve, so we get 4 by 3 pi into 6 cube, it is 216 equal to 3k plus 36 pi, and finally we can say this will be 3 7s are 2s are 4 2s are 8 4s are 20 288 pi. 36 pi comes for subtraction here, thrice of k, so pi 862 835 252 pi equal to 3k. 3 cancels 252, it is a 24, 1 4s are, so k is 84 pi. Now you can check, we have obtained k here and previously we obtained c. So finally in this equation we can say, putting the value of k, we get 4 by 3 pi r cube equal to 84 pi t plus 36 pi. This is an equation in terms of r and t. Now whichever constants are known to us, whichever value they are asking, we can find. Find the radius, r is a question mark, after 1 second, means replace t by 1. Therefore for t equal to 1, 4 by 3 pi r cube equal to, it becomes 84 pi plus 36 pi. Solving 4 by 3 pi r cube, this is equal to 84 and 36, it becomes 120 pi. These two cancel out. R cube, it is 120 into 3 upon 4. 4 3s are, so we get r cube equal to 90. Therefore for 1 second r equal to 90 raised to the power 1 by 3. Cube root of 90 or 90 raised to the power 1 by 3. So this gives you the final answer, and I hope you understand all these questions from this exercise 9.4. Thank you. That's all.